Hello again, and welcome back to another episode of building the Kleine Scheidegg train station. So this should be episode 4, and boy, we have a wonderful day in the shop. What is it? It's about 80 degrees in here, 78 degrees in here, and it's a Wednesday afternoon, and we're expecting snow showers perhaps on Friday or Saturday evenings. So this time of year we definitely get a lot of big changes, so we'll take advantage of the doors open and some nice weather and get to work on the building here. So these are all the pieces. We have laid them all out. We got our base station right there, our base platform, and what we want to do is just in this episode we're just going to test fit all these pieces and make sure we have them all and make sure they fit together well. And now we got to kind of figure out the best sequence in putting all of these together, because they certainly have to go in some sort of order, just the way they interlock and then how you glue them together. So what I did do on before we started filming, I went ahead and sanded some of these tabs here. They're pretty tight tolerances, so I just got a little sander, a little miniature belt sander, and thin these tabs down just a little bit, and that seems to that works out great. So most of these pieces are numbered, and they reference back to our CAD drawing sheets, and we'll go ahead and start putting these together. A little rubber mallet is usually pretty handy in tapping these things when we get when they're a little bit on the tight side. So let's see, where do we want to start? We'll take this piece here. Let's see, we'll start with this center piece. And we'll go right like that. And I got this one right here. All right, this is the north side of the building. And I'm pretty familiar with kind of how all these pieces look, just because I've been to the real building and took all the pictures and worked on the CADs. So now you notice when we put this together, this last section, there's a gap on these pieces here because the whole roof is designed to lift off, and there's a collar that slides down in there. We have a regular triangular piece here. Then you see this one has just a little bit more notching on the edges, and that is this end towards the middle of the building. And that is part of these little notches allow it to sit on the walls. So these are these mushroom tabs, and they're supposed to go right in here. There we go. Nice. This is for the awning, the roof, and there are two shorter ones. And they'll go right in on this side. All right, we're going to finish up this section of the cargo station. We have this little piece 21 that just taps in there like that. Then we take piece 13, and these go right on the tabs here. this one up. Right like that. And part number 14 we'll put right here. And there we go. We have this all done. And let's work on the next section. Okay, we finished up this roof right here. And now what we're going to do is set the collars in place. So there are these big long pieces. They have the notches for that cut out for the window. And this is, I believe, part 39. And it just slides right in here like that. And if you look closely, it has notches for the window. Let me keep this guy close there. And number 38 goes right here. And you can see how these notches here line up with the windows. And as this comes together, you'll understand a little bit more on how this collar holds everything together. Number 37 will go right here. And next we're going to do is build this little window piece. Which will be part 42. 42 is the triangle without any notches cut out. And then we'll use part 41 that has these little notches. These little notches rest right here in this cutout, and this piece here will rest on top of here for the moment. We do have these three pieces, which are part of the collar for right in here. We have this end piece, and that'll end up going right there. And then we have these two pieces that will end up going on the inside here. So I'll just put them inside for there, or for right now. We're going to take these pieces and go right along this side here that this supports the awning. And just check that these are all the same size. We do have a couple of different size ones of these. So these have a little tab right here that goes in the base, and then this part slides right into the building. So let's see. Some of these may need a little sanding. Okay, we got those in, and next up will be this part 11 goes right on this back side here with this little tab that goes straight into the building. Nice. And then number 3, this big long piece with the little notch here, goes at that end. No, excuse me, goes at this end here. And that little notch piece is right at the transition of the roof line here. One of these goes in right here, just like on the other side. And it fills that, and then this piece then should be ultimately happy. Now, next up will be the little cross roof here. Now, right now you notice we have a gap here, and I will, further on in the process, we'll fill that with a little 1/4 inch square piece of PVC, glue that in, and then sand it, and that should turn out quite nicely. All right. Next up is we have some more little mushroom tabs. And I'm going to put these in right inside there, and that will hold the floor. Can't put them in on this side yet because those actually have to be glued in. So I'm just going to, hopefully you will cooperate. It's just kind of laying in there on an angle right now, just so we know that's where that piece goes. Okay, all right, so I already have mushroom tabs at this end, and this is be the second floor for the gift shop, and I'll go right in front. But the next thing I think I want to do is insert these. These were supposed to have the windows cut out, so they're sending me up the new pieces with the windows cut out. But for right now, we can put these in place, and they make this nice semicircle front of the gift shop. This front of the gift shop is the most complex of the model. It's got a lot of pieces. We got a lot of angles. Okay. Now drop my floor in there. And our plan is to actually add detail inside all this and nice lighting and make it look really cool for when you are looking at it from the outside in. It should be pretty nice. Next step is this little cog piece right here. And that keeps all of these pieces in alignment. We'll just kind of, go ahead and tap these in place. Almost got them all. There we go. This is looking pretty good. So, these cool little arch pieces. Let's see. Then these rest on top of that, and they just slide right in. We got all of those little curved arch supports, and just to kind of speed things up, these little pie-shaped pieces, I taped them together already, will be attached right on there. All right. The last section is of this roof complex is this piece here, and what it's made up of, there's this long tab piece right here that goes in there. When we got this, for some reason the laser cutter missed the slots for right in here. So that piece is coming with a missing roof piece. But this tab just goes in the bottom. These little short T-tabs go around, and what that does is that fits in nicely into this section here. And then these pieces, these little pizza slices, make this nice semicircular roof. And there's part 23, which goes into the tab. This tab goes into here. And then, if this was cut out correctly, this tab would go in there, and there'd be one more hole for that. So that's why I have this all kind of taped together at the moment, and as one piece, because it doesn't hold together because we're missing those holes. But like I said, that piece is coming here shortly. And that will set in right here quite nicely. These are the last roof pieces. So I'm going to put you on, I'll assemble this real quick. All right, well, we've now kind of have the rough assembly of this building put together. We discovered a couple things, that we were missing one roof piece, and over here the laser cutter missed a few slots, so we're getting those recut. But in the meantime, now you got a pretty good idea that this is a pretty substantial model here. And as it sits on the table right now, it's almost 200 pounds, and it's 80 inches long. We're about 20 inches wide, and how tall are we? We are about 20 inches tall. So a pretty significant, substantial model. And now this is where real fun begins, is how are we going to detail this thing? And I've gotten some ideas. Most of our other station platforms have this kind of a tile, and when we put that down, it's going to come up pretty close to the top of that, so that will be okay. And I think what we're going to do is use this type of stone brick, kind of a rough cut stone brick, and I think we're going to bring that all the way up to the first floor. Will be all this type of stone brick, and I'll get you a close-up of that. And then from the wood going from the second story, I think we're going to do all that in wood, and I decided on this brass, base strip, and it's what is it? It's 1/8 by 1/2 inch by 24 inches. So we'll go ahead and panel the entire second floor. And then for the top, I really like this stuff. This stuff is great. This is kind of a dirty piece, but this is a roofing material called an ice break. And you can heat that up and apply it here. And what I like about it, rather than the tar paper or some of the other things that people use, this is a little bit harder to find, but the scale of the sand in here is a perfect match for this scale of building. So it looks a lot more realistic. The next thing that we got to figure out is on the back side here, what type of lighting are we going to have on the outside, and then on the inside, this is going to be a gift shop. These two floors. This is a restaurant. This is a hotel. This is also kind of part of the hotel, and then back here is the cargo office. So what's the best way to do the interior on that, so that when you're kind of looking in, it matches, tells the story of the building. Found some, I think we'll put some little lace draperies in here with some miniature dollhouse lights behind it, so you could get the room, the feel that's a bedroom. We'll put some tables and lights inside of here for the restaurant, and each section inside is going to have a different type of tile floor, and that will help delineate the different areas, so that that's the restaurant, that's the cargo. Just from a little ways away, you have a little bit of some nice visual cues. And we're getting all the windows are going to be cut out with the water jet laser down in Arizona, and so those are coming. I've ordered those, and just kind of figuring out how this is all going to come together, and in the right steps, so we aren't having to undo some steps as we move along. So anyway. So thanks again for watching. I'm Holly McLean with TrainLi Tech TV and the Alpine and Western Pacific Railroad. I hope you enjoyed this segment, and looking forward to working on the next segment. We'll probably be back in a few weeks or so, once we get the additional pieces in and kind of figure out the materials and so forth that we want to start adding the detail and actually permanently assembling these pieces. So until next time, have any questions, suggestions, comments, please email me at holly@trainli.com. And we'll see you soon. Again, thank you for watching.